Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. I hope everybody is having a wonderful holiday season. I wanted to hop on here real quick and talk about the makselife goal setting series. I ended up watching their live a few weeks ago just about how they were just showing you how to use their compass assessment and just really use this to set up your goal setting system. And I fell in love. So I have been watching a few videos just of different YouTubers talking about how they were setting their goals, what they were using, and how they were talking about either the makselife or the Cultivate What Matters power sheets. But I don't have any of those planners, and I loved how makselife will just give you free printables on their website. So after I watched the live, I went ahead and printed out their free printables and just did the assessment. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit intimidating watching the lives, but once you print this out and just read through, it's super easy. So I wanted to show y'all kind of what I did. I am not an expert, I am not affiliated with them. I just wanted to really, this year I was like, I really want to have a system for my goals. I've always had goals, like everybody, I'm sure. I've always had goals, but I have never had a system for them. This is everything. So let me walk you through what I did. So this is the compass assessment from makselife. It says 2022, but you can just, I'm using it for 2023. I printed everything out. I am going to just link their free printables at the down below so that you can kind of see where it is, but it's really easy. It's just makselife.com, and then you can see right at the left hand corner is free printables. So the compass assessment, it just kind of breaks down everything you need to know, and then it tells you how to get started. So you'll get started by rating yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, and then dividing that number by 8 to get your average score, and then using the life compass to kind of put where you are and then circle where you want to be. So let me show you what I did. So here is the assessment scoring. So you're going to have this for 8 areas of your life. So I printed out front and back. So you're going to have this for 8 areas of your life. You are going to score yourself, and then you are going to add up all of those numbers and put the number that you got in the corner. Now, when I did this the first time, I scored myself without a system. Like, I scored myself. Okay, y'all, I did not explain this very well at all. I scored myself based on what I believed 1 to 10 looked like. So if there was an area where I felt like it did not apply to me at all, I had not been doing the work in that area, I would put a 1. If I felt that it applied to me strongly or something like that, I would then put like a 7 or an 8. I hope that helps, but you will see the scoring system that I was talking about that she used. But I found this girl, or I came across this girl, I'm not sure, I can't remember her name, and I'll put it on the screen, of a system, or a scoring system that she was using. Now, I don't know if this is like makselife system or what, but I know that this was what she said worked for her. So I'll put it on the screen. Y'all go ahead and screenshot it. That is a system, or the scoring kind of system that I used. And I ended up, after I did it the second time using her system, I ended up scoring almost the same. It just was like maybe a number off, but I ended up scoring just the same. So I used her system, added up everything in each area of my life, and then after I did that, I came and did the life compass. Now, after I did that, I was like, okay, wow, like I see where everything I need to focus on now, like after doing that. So it was really easy to come and do this because I just kind of put where I was. So if I was a 6 in my physical environment, I kind of drew a line here that's where I was, and then where I wanted to be. So circle where you want it to be. And here's your information right here. So you circle where you want to be. And then you kind of draw out where you are, and then you think about what you need to arrive at that score that you want to be, and then you use this information to help you write out your annual goals. So perfect, everything just seems to kind of flow. So after you do that, you go ahead and you set your intentions. And how I set my intentions was I kind of went back to the scoring assessment. So what I did was like, okay, if I scored a 4 in I take care of my physical, mental, and emotional health, but I want to score higher than that, then I need to make sure that I'm writing that down somewhere on here in my intentions. So it just flowed very nicely because I was already kind of armed with what I need to focus on, what was working and what didn't work. And then that's how I was able to write out my intentions. You have a section down here for your word of the year. I have never had a word of the year. I always do like a word of the months. I think in like 13, I Googled like word of the month for each month and I just wrote them down, and I have been using those same words for each month every year. So I like word of the month because it just gives you like just something fresh, like a fresh start, something to look forward to, something to really like foster in for the month. So I do love that. But I love the idea of a word of the year because I think it just takes you to like, if stuff starts to just get crazy and you kind of forget, I think that word of the year is just like that anchor to where you just like get you back on track. So I love that. When I was thinking about my word of the year, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna think about it. I'm not gonna put too much pressure on myself. If it comes to me, then I'll just allow it to come to me. I was watching a sermon by T.D. Jakes and it talked about abiding in the Lord. So my word is abide. So I'm very happy with that. But yeah, so that's how I set my intentions. And then after you set your intentions, you go ahead and you set your annual goals. Now, I kind of just did a like a list of things or a list of words, and then I need to go in and I need to write my action steps for each of the annual things. I also printed out this from makselife. It's things to consider in each area when you're writing your goals. This was super helpful because it just gives you a list of words that you can start. Can you see this? Gives you a list of words that you can think about, that will just give you a list of words that you're not, that you maybe haven't been thinking about. And it's super helpful. So I used this to kind of write out what I wanted to see on an annually basis. And now I need to come back and write out my action steps for what I'm going to do in these areas. And then that's going to allow me to write out my monthly goals in each area. So super easy. I hope that made sense. Again, this is just kind of how I did based off of what I watched from their videos and kind of what I took from their videos. And here is how I am going to be using those poi&hun inserts. So remember those poi&hun goal setting inserts I showed you in my last video? Here is how I'm going to be using the sheets. So for the goal planning, you get a space for 6 goals. So I put 2 stretch goals here because makselife, and you can go and print this out too because they talk about stretch goals, progress goals, and maintenance goals. So I put 2 stretch goals. So stretch goals are your dreams, your wishes, your desires. These things, they live outside of your comfort zone. So because of that, she recommend that you only set about 1 to 3. So I have 2 stretch goals. I've already identified them and I'm going to put them here. And now, which leaves a space for just 4 goals. I'm deciding that I'm going to be having 4 progress goals. They explain in makselife that progress goals are your vision and your actions that will take you from where you are now based on your scoring to where you want to be based on your scoring. So I'm going to have 1 progress goal a quarter. So I'll have 4. I have a space for 4 of them. So then I'm going to be using this side to break down my goals into small goals. So again, my big stretch goal will go here and I'll break it down into steps. My second stretch goal here, break it down to steps. And then the rest of my goals for each quarter will go here. So my progress goals would be on a monthly basis, and then my maintenance goals. And maintenance goals are just like those goals, those tasks, and those intentions and habits that you need to maintain or implement to help you kind of maintain what's going good in your life so far. So if you scored like a 7 in your fun and recreation and you want to kind of keep it that way, what are the things that you're going to be doing on a weekly and monthly, on a daily basis to maintain those things. So I love the way I have kind of figured out how I'm going to be using these inserts. And again, y'all, you get these for the entire year. So, oh my God, I'm so happy because I'm a huge fan of SM Plans, and she has that tinning list insert that she created kind of based off of the Cultivate with Matters power sheets, and I love that. But y'all know I do not be printing at home. So if you are like me and wanted something already printed and they can just ship to you, the poi&hun inserts are like, it's giving chef's kiss. I love these. I'm super excited about my goals for the year. But yeah, that is all, y'all. I just wanted to share that, and I'm excited about this, and I will see y'all in the new year. So, all right, bye.